Rachel stopped by to see me and casually brought a bag of caramelized roasted nuts. Not long after she left, Ethan peeled them one by one with his bare fingers. Careful and patient, then picked up his jacket as if he were heading out. "Where are you going?" I asked. He didn't look at me. He bent down to put on his shoes. Pregnant women shouldn't eat too many of these. "I'm taking them to my mom." Half an hour later, I saw a post on Claire's Instagram. A photo of a hand holding a pile of perfectly peeled nuts. Caption: "A little sweetness at the start of winter." I stared at the plate of strawberries on the coffee table, the ones my parents had shipped from my hometown. Each berry was bright red and full, but every single one had its tip bitten off, leaving only the stems behind. I placed a hand on my swollen belly. Suddenly, I didn't want to endure anymore. I looked again at the photo. Claire's eyes were curved into a smile. Ethan's nails always cut short. He hated shells, peels, anything that needed effort. Whenever he ate shrimp or dried snacks, I had to peel them first or he wouldn't touch them. When I saw him peeling those nuts earlier, I actually thought he had finally learned to care about me. Turns out, he was taking that sweetness of early winter to someone else. Before we got married, my mother-in-law once mentioned that Ethan had a childhood sweetheart named Claire who worked out of town. I never met her, but she was the first person to try my wedding ring. She chose my wedding dress. On our wedding day, I met her for the first time. She sat at the main table, calm and distant. Before the ceremony even started, Ethan took off his suit jacket and draped it over her shoulders. He said they were just friends. Pure friendship. Later, I finally understood what people meant by pure friendship between a man and a woman. That night, my stomach twisted without warning. The space beside me in bed was cold and empty. Ethan still hadn't come home. I rushed to the bathroom and threw up until my vision blurred. A dull, tightening pain spread low in my abdomen, pulsing in slow waves. My hands shook as I called him, once, twice, 3 times, 4. Every call was declined. On the 5th try, he finally picked up. "What is it?" His voice was low and patient. "Ethan," I whispered, trying to keep my breathing steady. "My stomach hurts. Something's wrong. It's just pregnancy stuff," he said flatly. "Totally normal. I don't feel right. I'm not a doctor," he cut in. "Just lie down. It'll pass." Then I heard a woman's voice on his end. "Ethan, I want canned peaches." "I'll get them for you," he replied instantly, his tone softening. Then to me, quickly and coldly, "Claire's sick." I'm at the hospital with her. Go to sleep. The line went dead. I sat on the bathroom floor, my phone clenched in my hand, watching the screen fade to black. That was the first time I realized a heart breaking makes a sound. I called an ambulance myself. After 2 hours of observation, the doctor said there was no immediate danger. I could go home. By the time I got back, the sky was just beginning to lighten. Ethan was stretched out on the couch. He didn't even open his eyes when he heard me. "My head's killing me," he muttered. "Get me a glass of water?" He didn't ask why I'd come home from outside at dawn. When I didn't move, he frowned and pushed himself up. "Hurry up! I'm exhausted. Claire's got the flu." I had to run to 3 hospitals to find the right meds. My eyes burned. "Ethan," I said, my voice shaking, "flu is highly contagious. I'm pregnant. I can't take medication. Aren't you afraid you'll pass it to me?" "Don't be dramatic," he snapped, rubbing his temples. "She's alone. What was I supposed to do? Ignore her? And I'm not alone." I asked quietly. My throat tightened. "I moved far away to marry you. I'm here because of you." "Enough," he said irritably. "I didn't force you." I stared at the man in front of me and realized I barely recognized him anymore. Just then, his phone rang. Claire's voice came through, hoarse and crying. "Ethan, my fever's back." He stood up immediately, grabbing his jacket. I blocked the door. "If you walk out now," I said, "you'll regret it." He paused for a second, then shoved past me. "Since you got pregnant, you've been impossible. Always making scenes." The door slammed. I stood there, frozen as the dull ache in my abdomen returned slow, relentless. That night, he didn't come back. When I got home from the hospital, my phone buzzed. It was a voice message from my mother. "Ethan called me," she said. "He told me you've been craving strawberries again. I already asked your dad to pick more from the greenhouse." "You silly girl, if you want something, just say it." I didn't reply. The strawberries weren't for me. They never were. I stared out the car window as the city slid past, and suddenly remembered the velvet jewelry box on my dresser empty. I searched the apartment from top to bottom. The heirloom gemstone my grandmother had left me was gone. That night, I called my mother back. "Mom," I said calmly, "do you remember the sapphire Grandma left me? The one listed in her will as my dowry?" "Of course. The certificate is still in Dad's office." "Please send it to me." I didn't hesitate after that. I dialed 911. "I'd like to report a theft," I said steadily. "A gemstone worth approximately $45,000 has been taken. I have legal documentation proving ownership. The suspect's name is Claire Hart." When the police arrived, I showed them screenshots from Claire's Instagram close-up photos of the ring on her finger. I handed over my grandmother's notarized will and the gemstone's appraisal certificate. Every gemstone has a unique cut. One glance from a professional is enough. Ownership was clear. I told the officers honestly, but I had no idea how an heirloom locked in my jewelry drawer had ended up on another woman's hand. That same afternoon, Claire was summoned for questioning and placed under temporary detention. When I was completing paperwork at the police station, Ethan rushed in, eyes bloodshot, and grabbed my wrist. "Withdraw the report," he hissed. "This is just a misunderstanding." I shook him off, one hand instinctively shielding my abdomen. "She stole my grandmother's keepsake." His jaw tightened, eyes darting away. "Nina, I gave it to her for her birthday." "You weren't using it. It would have gone to waste. Blue is her lucky color." I laughed. "Ethan, your annual salary isn't even $50,000. And you think you can just give a $400,000 gemstone?" I looked him straight in the eyes. "My grandmother's will states clearly, that stone is my personal property, acquired before marriage. It has nothing to do with you. What right did you have to give it away?" His face drained of color. That night, Claire's parents arrived, crying, begging me to settle privately. They offered full compensation. I refused. "This is a criminal case," I said. "Not a civil dispute." Ethan tightened his grip on my arm. "Do you really have to destroy her?" he demanded. "No," I replied quietly. "You did that yourself." His expression hardened. "If you insist on pressing charges," he said, "we'll divorce, and I'll testify. I'll take responsibility and go to jail for her." My nails dug into my palm. "Fine," I said. "I'll call my lawyer." Claire stuck to her story that the ring was a gift, that she knew nothing else. Ethan submitted a so-called gift agreement bearing my signature. He looked at me coldly. "Nina, I know you've always been jealous of Claire," he said. "But this time, you've gone too far." I demanded a forensic signature analysis on the spot. But the officer sighed. "Even if the stone was originally your premarital property, assets within a marriage are complicated," he explained. "Your husband had certain disposal rights. This doesn't clearly constitute theft. We recommend private mediation." After 48 hours, Claire was released. I refused reconciliation. That night, my mother-in-law called, furious, accusing me of airing dirty laundry and humiliating the family. Later, my parents came. Exhausted, my mother said, "Ethan's family transferred $4,500. Withdraw the report. If you push this too far, how will you live with him afterward?" My chest felt hollow. In the end, my parents signed the settlement on my behalf. When Ethan walked out of the police station, Claire was already waiting. She threw herself into his arms, crying uncontrollably. He patted her back gently. When he looked at me, his brows knit together. "Are you satisfied now?" he asked. "I told you we're just childhood friends." "You're the one making everyone miserable." I felt the weight in my belly sink unbearably low. "Ethan," I said quietly, "let's get a divorce." His eyes turned cold. "Don't even think about it. He walked past me, shielding Claire with his body. Behind his shoulder, she looked at me and smiled, a faint, victorious smile. That night I couldn't sleep. The apartment was silent, but my body shook uncontrollably. By morning, chills ran through me, my throat burning like it was lined with fire. I stared at my phone for a long time before calling Ethan. I think I caught the flu, I said hoarsely. I have a fever. There was a brief pause on the line. Then he laughed. Claire's just starting to recover, and now you're following right after her? His voice turned sharp. If you want attention, at least try something new. The call ended. I took a deep breath and called his mother. She brushed me off, telling me to drink hot water and sleep it off. I watched my temperature climb to 103 degrees Fahrenheit, my lower abdomen tightening in waves, and finally called a ride to the hospital myself. The doctor's expression turned serious as he reviewed my chart. Influenza A with complications, he said. You're pregnant. Medication options are limited. You need to be admitted immediately. I spent 4 days in the hospital. 4 days of coughing until my chest burned. 4 days of pain tightening around my abdomen with every breath. 4 days without a single call from my husband. On the 4th day, the fever finally broke. The woman in the mirror looked hollow, sunken eyes, cracked lips, a body worn down by illness and pregnancy alike. I asked the nurse to help me with discharge paperwork. On the ride home, my phone buzzed again. My mother had sent a voice message. Ethan called, she said. He said you've been craving strawberries again. Your dad's picking some fresh ones right now. I couldn't speak. Claire wanted strawberries. Not me. That night, I sat alone on the edge of the bed, staring at the empty space beside me. Something inside me finally went quiet. The next morning, I packed a small bag and went to a children's shelter. I left the baby clothes I prepared so carefully. Then I went to the hospital again, this time to the OB/GYN clinic. The waiting room was cold. My hands never left my lower abdomen. You're 22 weeks, the doctor said gently. This is not a small decision. There are risks. I've thought it through, I replied. My voice sounded distant, even to myself. She handed me the consent form and told me to take more time. I held the pen. Then my phone rang. It was Leo, Ethan's nephew. Aunt Nina, he said excitedly. If you buy me a new game skin, I'll tell you a secret about Uncle Ethan. Everyone says I'm not allowed to tell. The call ended. My hands stopped shaking. The final thread snapped cleanly. I signed the form. After the procedure, a dull, empty ache spread through my lower abdomen. It wasn't a physical pain, it was the hollow aftermath of something that had existed inside me for 22 weeks and was gone. I opened my chat with Ethan. I've thought it over. I typed calmly. You're right. A child needs a complete family. Go enjoy your trip with Claire. I'll stay home and rest. He replied almost instantly. Good. Finally being reasonable. Moments later, a photo came through blue ocean, bright sun. Claire's floral dress lifted by the wind in Maui. I stared at the screen for a long time, then smiled faintly. There was no time left to drown in grief. I sat up, ignoring the weakness in my body, and began to plan. The first step was a lawyer. That afternoon, I sat across from attorney Daniel Brooks, sliding every document toward him: bank statements, travel records, internal company emails, police reports. I want a divorce, I said. As fast as possible. He scanned the papers, eyebrows lifting slightly. The evidence is solid, he said. But leaving him with nothing won't be easy. I need that, I replied evenly. I just need him to pay. For the first time, I realized something had changed. All the pain I'd endured, every humiliation, every sleepless night had hardened into something clear and cold. I was done surviving. Now I was acting. The fallout came faster than I expected. Ethan stormed into my office one afternoon, past the front desk before anyone could stop him. His eyes were bloodshot, his suit wrinkled, his composure completely gone. He slammed his fist against the partition, drawing every gaze in the room. Nina, he said through clenched teeth, forcing his voice low. Come outside, now. I didn't look up from my keyboard. It's work hours, I said calmly. If you have something to say, talk to my lawyer. What the hell are you trying to do? He snapped. Delete that post. Right now. You're fabricating lies. Which post? I asked, genuinely curious. The one about you vacationing in Maui while I was 22 weeks pregnant and undergoing a medical procedure? His face darkened. That's bullshit. Our child is fine. You're disgusting using our own child to destroy us. I stood up. Slowly, deliberately, I unbuttoned my blazer and placed both hands on my stomach. The flatness was unmistakable. Ethan stared. For the first time, he really looked at me. How long, I asked quietly, has it been since you actually saw me? His mouth opened, but no sound came out. No, he whispered. You're lying. You're lying to hurt me. The hospital records are available, I said evenly. Would you like to see them? The color drained from his face. He staggered back a step, hitting the filing cabinet behind him. His phone rang. Claire's ringtone. He hesitated, then answered. She was crying, panicked, pleading for him to come. Something in his expression snapped. This is all because of you, he shouted into the phone. I've lost everything. Stop calling me. He hung up. When he turned back to me, his eyes were full rage, regret, desperation all tangled together. Nina, he said hoarsely, reaching for my hand. I was wrong. I know I was wrong. The baby's gone. Our baby's gone. Let's go home. Let's start over. I stepped back. This isn't a stage, I said. And I'm done being part of your performance. Security escorted him out. A few nights later, my phone rang at 2 a.m. The hospital. Ethan had been in a car accident. I stood outside the ICU later that night, watching through the glass. Tubes everywhere, machines breathing for him. The man who once believed the world revolved around his wants now couldn't move anything below his neck. The traffic officer showed me the footage. Ethan and Claire were arguing in the street. She was crying, grabbing at him. He shoved her away, headlights, screeching brakes. Claire died instantly. Ethan survived with a shattered spine. I called his mother and sent her the hospital address. I didn't stay. 3 months later, the divorce agreement was finalized. No drama, no resistance. A man who couldn't speak clearly or lift a pen had no power left to argue. I went to the hospital one last time to sign the final paperwork. Ethan's eyes followed me, wet and hollow. A tear slipped down his temple, slow and silent. He tried to make a sound anything, but his body was now a prison. I met his gaze calmly. It's over, I said. Then I turned and walked away. At the end of the hallway, sunlight poured in through a wide window, so bright I had to narrow my eyes. I stepped into it, and for the first time in a very long while, I felt free.